Hello everyone, we're going to do a quick final exam prep so you're ready to go. Just as a reminder, um, take your time on the exam. It's multiple choice and a few short answers. I don't think it's going to be overly difficult, especially because you've had the majority of these questions before in exam 1 and 2, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Make sure you know the terms. I think that's going to be the most confusing part for people that have trouble remembering exactly what certain terminology means. So study the terms, make sure you know the basics, and it's open book, so be sure to have your book open and your PowerPoints open on your computer if you can at the same time. Try not to take it too quickly, like I said before, and also on top of that, remember if you did your extra credit, you'll have 5 points added to your lowest score final exam, or it could be exam 1 or exam 2 as well. So I'll open the exam, on the date that it's due. And another word that I would remember, you're going to see on the schedule that is sent out. It'll say the final exam is due on a certain day. Of course, that's going to be the final day of class. But if you finish it early, I'll be sure to grade it early, so you don't have to wait on what your final grade is. So far, people are doing really well, and I appreciate all the effort that you've put into this learning opportunity in regards to law and ethics. So make sure you know the terms: autonomy, non-malfeasance, beneficence, and justice. Know what the difference between an assault and battery is. Misdemeanors, torts, and felonies are another thing you should know about. So what would be an example of patients' rights regarding their healthcare and healthcare service? It's another example that you need to look into. Duty, dereliction, and then direct cause is another thing. How about state laws versus federal laws? So which are more important? Which one cascades the most important information, and which one preempts the other? Know the difference between, of course, physicians, states, and lawyers, and what their role would be in a court system. So if you're called, of course, on a subpoena, what you would do there. Know about JCAHO. We talk a little bit about that. Just a reminder, JCAHO does not iron funding, so they're an accrediting body. By no means are they able to do anything in regards to CMS and reimbursement. So it's just kind of the gold standard out there. It doesn't mean that you're a better hospital if you have a JCAHO certification versus not. However, if you do have a JCAHO certification, it can provide a level of confidence for patients. Know what duty-based, rights-based, and justice-based ethics are, or moral decisions. Know about negligence, false imprisonment. Those are another 2 terms that you should know pretty clearly. How about standard of care, advanced directives, and implied consent? I'm scrolling through the test just to make sure I capture everything. Know about HIPAA, HIPAA, right? Make sure you have the background of what it is. You don't have to know the exact details, but make sure you're able to speak to it. What about unintentional and intentional torts? What about the Latin term respondeat superior? Know what that is. Know what a Good Samaritan law is as well. What about the Uniform Anatomical Gift Act? That's another thing you should know about. It's mentioned in the book about durable power of attorney, and know what a living will is. Let's see what else would be on here that you need to know. Know the difference between government organizations and professional organizations and what their roles are in healthcare. Let's see a little bit further. Be sure to know about negligence. I think I mentioned that already. How about the HMO Act of 1973, FLSA COBRA, and the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938. So, of course, FLSA and the Fair Labor Standards Act is the same thing. So, that's a little thing that's put in the multiple choice. It might confuse some people, but remember to think things through. I just said it actually because sometimes it's hard to catch. All right. A little bit more in regards to prep. How about mediation, arbitration, malpractice, and civil lawsuits? How about a subpoena? We mentioned that. And an acquittal. Know what those 2 things are. A little bit further down. There's a lot of true or false questions in here. They're pretty basic, so you shouldn't have much trouble with them. Further, how about slander, libel, assault, and battery? Know what the standard of care is, the definition of standard of care, of course. And just to wrap things up, precedent, proximate cause, prudent person rule, and privileged communication. A lot of P's there. Know what neglect of duty is, and that should be about it. There are a total of 68 questions. So it's a pretty long final exam. Take that with a grain of salt, of course, because I really don't want you to stress about it. If you have your material in front of you, just take your time. Overall, I'm not really worried about how you'll do in general, because so far people have done really well in this course, and my expectation is that the final exam will show your knowledge that you've learned over the past few months in this course. So if you have any questions, please reach out anytime. My email, of course, is listed. A lot of you have already contacted me numerous times for different things. Happy to answer and happy to help you in any way. Take your time, prepare for the exam, and let me know if you need anything along the way. Thanks.